Absolutely. Seema Kausar, I want to bring you back into this conversation. We have been discussing how, the background checks are very important when we are dealing with kids or any other organization as well. Do you think we lack that somewhere in the society?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I completely agree with you because in the schools, the school drivers are do rape things, many criminal activities, even in everywhere without say we Indians we don't have that culture itself to background check. So that is very essential nowadays. The way the crimes are increasing day by day, so it is absolutely it's necessary for these days that we have to check their background for any institute or any schools or anywhere, even in the housemaids. So we have seen many housemaids crimes also, because we in foreign countries and all, without any background check or police verification, they don't allow at all. But here in India, we are very flexible with that. But nowadays, I request your viewers to please, it is very mandatory nowadays, and institutes like schools and other any offices, it should be compulsory. Even their psychiatric test has be done, and the criminal background is also be done, because nowadays it is easier for them to say that they're mentally unfit, they can do whatever they want, and it is easy for them to say that I'm mentally unfit. So now it is very important that in every institute or in every organization, some counselor should be appointed, and background also checked.
Right, absolutely. I think this does bring to the fore the importance of background checks, because we are coming to know that this person had been, in fact, conducting auditions at that place over the past 4 to 5 days, and today was the day when he decided to actually hold the children hostage. A really shocking incident coming to light. I'm joined on the phone line by a political analyst, Raj Lakshmi. Thank you for joining us. A very shocking incident coming to light over here, a person taking children hostage just to have a talk, and then threatening the police that he will in fact harm himself or the children if his demands are not met.
You know what? In today's times, I think that the most important or the most valuable asset for anybody would be their children. So that is something that I guess everyone knows. So the children are, say, maybe the biggest strength and the biggest weakness also of a parent. So this is something that that this person has actually he has said in his video. I was watching it a while ago. He has said in his video that he has planned it to be able to speak to somebody. So, yes, you were very right in saying that I think that everybody in a school, all the support staff, all the teaching staff, everybody who's associated with children, I think that they need to be evaluated from time to time to check their mental status, to see what exactly if they're actually the right people to be dealing with children or not. So because as parents, I wouldn't even want to imagine myself in that situation, because I have also been a parent of a daughter who was in school. So I know that it's very difficult, and especially nowadays, most parents, both the parents, they are not even accessible at all times. So we had to form this network where, say, if I am not available, then who will take care, or who will look, who will make sure that my daughter reaches home safe. So that kind of a network, etc., etc. So it is a big concern. The security is a big concern for every parent. So that, I think, is something that the school authorities also need to be taking care of. I think that now, especially after the Supreme Court, and all the courts have given guidelines about CCTV cameras and all those installations. But I would say that all of that fails when say maybe a person is in charge of all these kind of people, students, and say in a closed in an enclosure, he is in charge of all these students, and what if he holds so many students hostage? So then all those CCTV cameras with all of that, the parents will still be at their will be at their wits end as to what to do. So that is something that I think that everybody's mental status needs to be checked and verified. Their background check has to be there. So in the a person may be from the best possible background, but if they're going through some situation, or I think that it's better for them to take a break, for them to say maybe take rest for a while, to make sure that they have recovered from whatever it is the situation, and then go back to work. So I think that this kind of a situation is very scary, considering that there are some web series, and you see so many movies where children are held hostage. I think that the children are the most innocent and the most helpless people at such times, and even they should be taught some kind of a uh, they should also be given some kind of a sensitization as to what they also need to do, or if God forbid such a situation arises. And I think even the security staff also, there should be some proper security at every school, and especially when a parent is they're giving their children in the custody of any person outside the school premises, especially, they need to be extremely careful to make sure that that person is certified and verified and with a police a background check. So that I think every parent needs to be especially careful about nowadays, because people are finding more and more and different kind of ideas to be able to extort money from people. So this person claims that it is not for money, but whatever be the reason, I think that children are the biggest assets for every parent, and I think that there cannot be anything more valuable for a parent than a child. So I think that the school also and the authorities and everybody needs to be very careful about what they do when a child is in the custody of somebody else. So this is very concerning.
Absolutely, Rajalakshmi Joshi. This is a very concerning incident that's come to light. I want to bring in Mr. Sahai on this discussion again. Mr. Sahai, we saw that video that was released by the accused when he actually was holding those children hostage, and he can be seen stating that, I have a plan and I will pull through this, and if you do not listen to me, I will, he threatened that he will take his life, or he might even harm the children, and then another batch of children might come in. That's what he's saying. So does this really point at a mental illness that we are talking about, or this person seems perfectly fine if he's planning something of such a scale?
See, there is no denying the fact that he is mentally unstable. So that point of that fact is already proven. The other points which we are talking about, that he has a plan and that he will be doing things in this manner or that manner, that needs to be verified, and more often than not, these are basically used as pressure tactic. What is intriguing is he is not telling us as to what the ransom is and what his demands are. So if the demands are not stated and he is trying to create a scare for God knows what reason, certainly it basically gives a very clear cut feeling that there is some instability part which is involved there. And that has also come out through this operation, and one or two gunshots which were fired, that was sufficient enough to take this fellow into custody. Now the police will certainly fathom it out and unravel whether there was a plan or there was no plan, whether he was alone, he was not alone. But as far as the current understanding of the case goes, so he has been alone. And if there are other accomplices as a part of it, and I don't know his capability from the face of it on the information in the public domain and the video, what capability he has of a terrorist or extremist or a professional hostage taker to plan in this manner and to execute in this manner, that police will be able to decide. Nonetheless, whatever his state of mind, police should go ahead with the investigation, get into the finality of things, and he should be charged with hostage sections of law, and he should be taken to the judicial trial. And at some stage, he will start proclaiming that he was not in a correct mental state, and all that provisions of law will be used by the defense lawyer. So that the police should take care in the investigation, because this cannot be repeated. I don't think it's not only the parents. I think everybody is put into this sort of a stress, which is completely unnecessary. And that also is not a hostage crisis for some reasons, not extremist. These kids who are going for audition, and they are put into hostage crisis, something which is just not acceptable, and we have to find ways and means, background investigation, psychological test, and there has to be some system. See what is happening in these private security agencies. In Karnataka itself, we have 55 lakh, 60 lakh people who are in private security agencies. Most of these people are completely untrained. There are some requirements of the law that is being fulfilled in Tikma. So the first responder, though it has to be the police, but necessarily in that particular situation is the private security agency, which is the first responder, who are completely unequipped in even to pass on the information. So that also remains a very big challenge, that the first responder, even at the level of communicating to the police, and police is also not aware of the fact as to which private security agency is working where. Might be that nature of information, and having a correct license with the police, that might also help.
Absolutely. Seema Kaushal, we have visuals running on our screen where we can see those children actually, peering through the windows where they were held hostage. A really tragic sight over there, even though all of them are safe. But do you think that luring children on the pretext of auditions, it really makes them vulnerable? And how accountable are such places, actually, such organizations where it was actually being organized?
Yeah, absolutely. See, it is trauma for, not only for children, for parents also. For every parent, there is absolutely the children are the most important in their life, anything more than anything else. So if anything happened to them, so he is threatening that if don't force me to do anything like that. So that means he is not sure that there is no safety or security of the children over there. He is warning them that he just wanted to talk, and don't force him to do not to force him to do any kind of criminal things. But that is completely, his mind is not fit or not set that he may do anything. So that if he's threatening the parents and threat, is absolutely, the parents and children are everyone in a trauma. So this is completely, he should be punished, that no one can else do such kind of things. Our law should be strict for such things. And I don't know where our people, where our society heading towards, because this kind of things day by day increasing. I really, I say this kind of activities without any, how can they, any institute or anything, any school, without any background check, they will take into, taken them as an employee. This is absolutely not acceptable. So government should make that clear and strict and compulsory, that every institute should have police check, background check verification should be done, and any counseling should be there for the students and for the all employees. It should be compulsory. It should be must.
Absolutely. Raj Lakshmi Joshi, I want to come to you on this. When we are talking about the organization and the institutions that are responsible for children in such large groups, do you think they also should be held responsible, and what kind of measures should be in place in order to prevent such incidents in the future?
What I have understood in this entire episode is that the children were there for an audition. So I think it is also a possibility that the students were perhaps not inside the school premises, but in some studio that is connected, or that is a part of this person, the kidnapper, that is Mr. Rohit Arya. And maybe it is something that is a part of a extracurricular activity or a school related activity. But like I was telling you earlier, that at every point, every person involved in this should be extremely careful, uh, whether they may be taking some kind of extra lessons for, say, maybe school sport related activities also, or say maybe theater, or some anything else, say maybe some elocution or swimming or anything. The person who is giving them lessons, that but the background of that person that should be extremely it should be investigated very carefully by the parents, and as well as by the students themselves also. If they feel anything out of place, then they should be able to point it out to some other teachers or their parents or the authorities or some security people that might be around. So in fact, there were reports that this audition was going on for some 3 or 4 days. So what I think is that maybe this person was trying to cast some children. He has probably called them for casting for some purpose. So now what happens is, nowadays students and their parents also are extremely excited about, say, maybe being in some television series or some movie, etc. So under that pretext, this person has called them for audition. So maybe they might have overlooked some security red flags. So that is also a possibility. So I am not here defending that person. In fact, I am saying that everyone needs to be extra cautious if they are the minute you step out of the premises of the school, the minute some activity is being held in some other premises, you need to be even more careful. And because then the school will also get an opportunity to say that this is happening outside the premises of our school and that we are not responsible. So if within the premises of the school has to obviously take extra caution. But I am saying that the parents have to have that extra responsibility when something is being held outside the premises of the school. I am not here sure about whether this was happening inside or outside the school, but wherever it may have happened, yes, that background check, the security check, all of those things should have happened. This is definitely not the parents' fault right now, but then these things definitely should be taken care of, and the school also needs to check if any of their teachers are actually inviting any of their students as part of some other related activity without their knowledge. So with or without the knowledge of the school, if some activity is being conducted by some of their teachers, then the school definitely needs to be careful, or they need to be in the know, and they need to be taking caution to make sure that every one of their student is protected and well looked after. So this, I think, is a joint responsibility of everybody. The students themselves also, they need to be sensitized about what are the red flags that they need to be alert for. Whether, at every age, I think that they need to be told about all these things. What are the red flags? About, like we teach them about good touch and bad touch. Similarly, I think that, we need to also tell them that these are the kind of red flags that you need to look out for if you feel that everything is amiss in any of the security being provided for. So I think that this is a joint responsibility that everyone has to take care of, and this person has to be dealt with a very strict iron hand, because there is absolutely no clarity about why he has held so many students hostage. So that, I think, is something that definitely there has to be some kind of a precedent, and there has to be some kind of a deterrent about, otherwise everyone will start doing such kind of activities so that they can get something that in return for the students' lives. So I think that this has to be dealt with very firmly by the police and by the school administration as well.
Right. I want to bring in Unaiza, my colleague who is joining me currently from Mumbai. Unaiza, what more latest updates do you have on this story that is currently developing?
As I already informed you that the police is on the ground, and they have taken the necessary action. The children are safely handed over to the parents and the guidance, and now the situation is in control because this man Rohit Aryan is also been caught by Powai police, and he is under custody now. And the prima facie, he seems to officials, the cops are saying that he is unwell. Although police is investigating this case, like he's trying to.
Right. I'll ask all my guests to please do stay on with us, and even Unaiza. We have some more inputs on the story. The kidnapping of several children occurred at RA Studio in Mumbai's Powai. My colleague Asavri Jindal is now going to walk us through the details that we have on this.